ലൈവ് സ്ട്രീമിംഗ് കൂടെ അഡ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്തോളൂ കേട്ടോ. ഞാൻ ഇനി അഡ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, ദീപ്തി അഡ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്തോളൂ. ഓക്കെ. ലിങ്ക് കിട്ടിയല്ലോ അല്ലേ? ഹലോ ദീപ്തി, ലിങ്ക് കിട്ടിയല്ലോ?
മീറ്റ് ലിങ്ക് ആണോ സർ?
മീറ്റ് ലിങ്ക് അല്ല, മീറ്റ് ലിങ്ക് കിട്ടിയല്ലോ, അതുകൊണ്ടാണല്ലോ നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. മറ്റേ ഇത്
ലൈവ് സ്ട്രീം ലിങ്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അപ്പൊ അത് ആവശ്യം കറക്റ്റ് ടൈം ആവുമ്പോ ഷെയർ ചെയ്തോളൂ കേട്ടോ.
ഓക്കെ സർ. ഓക്കെ.
ഇപ്പൊ ദീപ്തിക്ക് 2 പേര് വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതായിട്ട് കാണാമോ?
യെസ്, ഞാൻ അഡ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്തു സർ.
ചെയ്തോളൂ. എനിക്കും വരുന്നുണ്ട്, അത് ദീപ്തി തന്നെ ചെയ്തോണേ.
യെസ് സർ, ഞാൻ ചെയ്യാം.
ഓക്കെ
സർ, ഒരു കോർഡിനേറ്റർ കൂടിയുണ്ട്, വൈഷ്ണവി ആർ നായർ. He has also joined.
Beautiful. ഞാൻ പരിചയപ്പെട്ടിട്ടില്ല.
ഹലോ സർ, ഗുഡ് ഈവനിംഗ്.
എന്താണോ പേര്?
സോറി സർ.
ഹലോ,
വൈഷ്ണവി എന്നാണ് പേര്.
കണ്ടു. ഓക്കെ, ഗ്രീറ്റിംഗ്സ് ടു വൈഷ്ണവി. വൈഷ്ണവി സെയിം ആണ്, ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് ആണോ?
അല്ല സർ, ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ ആണ്.
വെരി ഗുഡ്, വെരി ഗുഡ്. ഇലക്ട്രിക്കലിന് ഒരു പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേഷൻ ഉണ്ട് ഇന്ന് അല്ലേ?
ഉണ്ട് സർ.
Okay. Ravi, good evening.
Very good evening.
Today ഇന്നത്തെ coordinator Miss Deepthi ആണ്. Deepthi is Ravi and founder director on the TNC. He has joined. Okay, you can welcome him.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Deepthi. I think Deepthi
Please,
and Vaishnavi, they both are coordinating this program. I think congratulations for having a Zoom platform for such a beautiful subject.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to speak on this subject.
Thank you, sir, for joining us also.
Actually, we have one of the founder director, Shyam. He is away in Chennai for some urgent work, so he won't be able to join today.
Okay.
Then we had another Nairan also busy with something else. So only Ravi is free to join us. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So once the room gets full, I have given you the link, Deepthi. You can transfer it to the people who could not join. Okay.
Sure,
That
sir.
you do only once the seats are over. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You have the link with you, no?
Yes, sir, I have the link.
You can parallel test the link also, which I created for you.
Okay, okay, sir.
Hi, Ajith, good evening.
Yeah, George sir, good evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want me to give a small 2-minute introduction, or?
Yeah, I think Deepthi has already prepared everything, it seems. She had called me in the evening and coordinated everything to perfection.
Okay, so she will not mention the other thing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
Deepthi, when everybody is ready, I think Deepthi will start.
Sir, now we have 52 participants. Can we start the session or should we wait a few more minutes?
We can wait for a few minutes, I think. 2 or 3 minutes more.
Okay, sir.
George sir, our founder director, Ravi Kumar, is with us as a guest.
Yeah. Okay.
George sir, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Yes, going on well, sir. Nice to see you after a long gap.
Okay, now me too.
At least the Zoom
So,
platform.
You're
At least the
you're
Zoom.
in Mumbai or in Chennai?
No, very much. I am in Mumbai. Mr. Shyam is traveling to Chennai. He is actually midway. Probably he should be landing around 6:30 in the. By 6:30 he should land in Chennai, or else he would have
Okay.
definitely.
So how things are going?
I think except for Kerala, rest all places have started opening up, and business have started becoming normal. If we see to this part of this world, probably things are now becoming normal by all the offices working 24/7 and stuff like that. Exports are yet to pick up. Even outside markets are yet to come up, but then India, the business looking to be normal in the coming days, or probably in the coming months it should be normal.
Okay. Ajith, can we start? Or?
Yeah, why not? I think Deepthi, we have now
Yes,
55
sir.
now.
Please
More
order
people.
for Samsung Galaxy F1.
I request all the participants to please mute your mic.
Manager.
Hello, sir. Sorry for the disturbance.
Yeah. Deepthi, you can control the audience. You are given the co-host rights.
Yes,
I
sir.
think
Yes.
you may be able to mute as and when required. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, I have just muted that person.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, shall we start?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Good evening to all. Hope you all are doing well and safe. Myself, Deepthi, final year Electronics and Communication Engineering student of Marbesilis College of Engineering and Technology, Trivandrum. I welcome you all to the day one of the talk session on Smart City, organized by Marbeselis Corporate Relations in association with Catalyst Marbeselis IEDC, Institutions Innovation Council IIC, and MBCT Student Chapter of the American Society of Civil Engineers. On behalf of the MBCT Corporate Relations, headed by his visionary Dr. T.M. George, I would like to invite Dr. Ajith Chandran MC, Director, Technical Applied Electronics, Tia New Consultancy. Tia New Consultancy is an ISO certified company formed by the synergy of professionals from various industries with vast technical and managerial experience. TNC's focus is in creating value for all business areas of their clients. Dr. Ajith Chandran MC has over 30 years of experience as a technocrat in the electronics industry, which include reputed companies in the public and private sector and MNCs like SAIL, Nest, Noratel, ARS, TNTT, Autograde International, etc. He has industrial exposure to electromagnetics. He has industrial exposure to electromagnetics, embedded system and IoT, process instrumentation and control, new product and device development, technology and operations management, and procurement engineering. He has held various positions like Head of Engineering, GM, VP, and Director on a multi-unit, multi-location basis in India, UK, UAE, Sweden, and Sri Lanka. He was involved in the design and development of various projects in India, Holland, and the UK. So we are very glad to have you, sir, for this wonderful talk session. I welcome you, sir, to the event. Today, we also have Dr. T.M. George, Director of Corporate Relations of MBCT. I welcome you also, sir, to the event. And as faculties, we have Ms. Neetu Roy, Dean, Research and Consultancy, and also the Faculty Advisor of MBCT AAC Student Chapter. Welcome you, ma'am, to the session. And last but not the least, I invite all the participants and a special guest, Dr. Ravi Kumar, sir, to the event. So without any further delay, I'd like to hand over the session to Dr. Ajith Chandran, sir. Over to you, sir. Sir, you're muted. Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm now unmuted. I'm unmuted actually.
Okay, sir.
Oh, it's okay now. So
Yes, sir.
greetings on the Republic Day today. Okay, and hope all of you had enjoyed today's holiday on the eve of the Republic Day celebrations. Okay, and today I thank the opportunity given to me on behalf of TNC. I express my thanks to the Director, Corporate Relations, George sir, and to the both of you, the coordinators and the students, for giving an opportunity to talk my life out on smart cities. And that the session, as I understand, is divided into 3: today, tomorrow, and then on Saturday, 1 hour each. I'll try to finish off things by 6:40 p.m. since we had a 10 minutes delayed start. Okay. Now, let us start with what the smart city is all about. Okay. So the smart city, the concept, originated 10 years back, when cities all over the world started growing in large numbers without proper amenities, without proper facilities, without proper transportation needs. Even as all of you may have aware, most of you would be Trivandrumites, I suppose, since college being in Trivandrum. Most of you would be from Trivandrum. Even our case itself, we can see, 10 years back, it was very difficult to maneuver through the MG road, the center road of the city. If you take a car and all, it becomes very difficult. Scooters are manageable. The roads used to be, jam-packed, bumper to bumper ride. Okay, but with Trivandrum also being slated as a smart city, and even a little before that, the road started widening and the traffic improved. But dear boys and girls, that is not sufficient. Just widening the roads and having conventional methods of expansion may not suffice. Because nowadays in Europe, which I have seen myself, the cars are connected as a web actually. Each car is a node in the road. And that way, the cars are warned against traffic hazards in the immediate vicinity ahead, then of upcoming traffic, of the nearest hospitals available, of the nearest fueling stations available on their dashboard itself, not as a feature of the car, but as a feature of the city council with proper gadgets. Okay. So that's my talk all about. So this is a hybrid topic in the sense that it is listenable or open to all the disciplines of engineering, okay, including architecture. But the emphasis, the technology, core technology is in computer science and engineering and electronics, and to a good extent in electrical. But support facilities have to be given by civil engineers, electrical engineers, and mechanical engineers. Let's see how we go about that. And if you don't have any questions, let me start a small presentation for you. Okay. Do you want to ask me anything at this point of time? Any questions at this point of time? Deepti?
Hello, sir.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Kindly respond to my query so that I am confirmed that I am being heard. Okay. I had told you this sometime back. Also, I told you this. Now, ask something. Please respond so that I know that I am live. Okay. So this is our discussion about smart cities. It is actually a mixed bag of my experience in working in the smart cities in Holland, UK, India, and theoretical knowledge I gained in the process of working there. Okay. Here in the introductory slide itself, I have shown the Chale market, the upcoming Chale market, which will become as a part of the smart city. You know the Chale market as of now, how congested it is, how difficult it is to maneuver through the various streets. Now look at the picture at the bottom of the screen that shows the Chala market under the smart city scheme, which is coming up. It may take some time, but the seats are being sown. So what happens? It becomes a connected market with an app in which you will know where to go for what, and which shop is open and which shop is closed. All these are coming up, boys and girls. The life is going to change a lot throughout India, in our small city also. Okay. Now, how do we plan this program? I have made a planning like this. Hope it's okay with you. Today we'll cover the concept of smart cities. Then the challenges that we face in developing smart cities. How are the smart cities going to evolve? What is the agenda of the government? That we'll see. Okay. Then the heart of the smart city is data center. We'll have a peep at the data center and see how it is. What are the technologies involved? I mean, what do they do? What do the people do? How the city is controlled from the data center, etc. Okay. Then we look at the various topologies of smart cities. Smart cities comprises of the following. That is, one is the smart energy, the basic building blocks, I say, the smart buildings, then the smart environment, and that's not the end. There are two more. That is IT and communications, and then smart transportation. So we'll call it a day with the with some discussion on smart environment, and tomorrow we'll start with IT and communications, and go ahead with smart transportation. And there in D&D, I'll be sharing my experience with you. I mean, there are certain NDAs that I've signed. that is non-disclosure agreement. Within the umbrella of that, I'll be able to talk to you and show you. But whatever is needed as academicians, I'll be telling you. Okay. And the last day, Saturday, George sir told me that day will be for QA session, but I added a small topic, not exactly a small topic, and that is not that's not the least interesting topic. It's not cyber security, which is a real threat to smart city life. We'll discuss that on the third day. That is, I think, on Saturday. Same time, 5:30 to 6:30. That is third, day 3. Okay. Now, let us see the concepts of smart cities. Smart city concepts. Okay. There is a general tendency across the globe. Deepti, can you mute that person?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So around the world, as you look around the world, we see a kind of migration from rural to urban. Deepti and others, why they are migrating is because they need jobs, they need livelihood.
Hello.
Yes, Deepti?
Sorry to interrupt, sir. I request all the participants to make sure that your mic is muted so that the session will go uninterrupted. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepti. Thank you for your support. So why people are moving out from the rural areas is in search of education, in search of livelihood, of course, and in search of medical needs, and in search of better living conditions. So that migration we cannot stop. So what does it tell on us? It tells something like this. In 25 years from now, 70% of the world population is expected to be, that is 70%, just mind it, 70% of the world population will be in the cities of the world. And our country will not be an exception to that. So how do people feel about that? 70%, that is 7 in 10 people in the cities. So if we don't make our cities smart, life is going to be miserable. It is estimated that around at least 500 plus cities to be built to accommodate the influx. So what is a smart city? Basically, what's a smart city? It is an urban region. It's an urban region, okay, wherein the infrastructure is covered. The infrastructure will be covered in a very smart way. That is, you don't have to move around. See, in the olden days, not so old, maybe when you are the kids or something like that, we used to do everything manually. For a railway ticket, we needed to stand in a queue. There are days, if memory serves me right, not so olden days, maybe 1 decade or 1.5 decades away or 2 decades away, we needed to stand in long queues, serpentine queues to get railway tickets. Now we can get it from the comfort of home. So that way, vital infrastructures that we built so as to free time which is otherwise wasted, to reduce congestion and to improve productivity of the people. So real estate, infrastructure, communications, very important, communications, that has to improve. And how, we'll discuss that in detail tomorrow with some illustrative examples. So information technology would be the principal infrastructure for development of smart cities. But information technology needs a base. It cannot be in the air. We need the help of civil and mechanical engineers to build towers, to build underground tunnels, to build buildings with smartness built into it. We need sensors to be put between bricks. We need windows to be smart so that they become dark as sunlight creeps in to a level more than what is required, so that the air conditioner inside does not get overloaded, doesn't have to a higher duty cycle. We'll see all that. Just have some patience. Okay. So what happens in a smart city? Various technological platforms are involved in many ways. Various technologies are involved. So it's an assimilation of what all you people learn in college. This college of years, being an autonomous, you have the freedom, or the faculty have the freedom to, take you on various visits to various industries, which our company also can arrange, to see how smartness is built into industries, how smartness is built into oil refineries, how smartness is built into bus transport, etc. Or rather, you can even see it next door also, because Trivandrum is also on the verge of becoming a smart city, and it has risen to the 46th rank among the various cities of India. Among the 100, it is halfway. It's having a rank somewhere in the middle. Okay. The rank is somewhere in the middle. So what we do in smart cities, so it's just not for fun, you know, not just for fancy. For example, we have keyless entry for cars, we have IoT enabled ACs, etc. That also may be required for energy saving, but it's more for fancies and like that. But this is not for the affordable housing, means for a better livelihood. And then the IT connectivity should be robust. The other day, I think Ravi knows that we are building a platform for various systems. We wanted to export this platform to a country which is across the sea. We cannot have a wired connection. So we needed to give only the software and an internet platform. So unless the IT connectivity is robust, that solution of ours will not work. So without robust IT connectivity, the concept of smart city may remain still in the books only. The way things are going, boys and girls, it may still be another 10-15 years before we see the light of the day. Then e-governance, that you know all what is e-governance. In the Trivandrum Kerala Secretariat also, the files have started moving electronically. Till recently, maybe as late as 17 or 18, when you used to go to Secretariat, you could see the files, clustered in front of the clerk, that you cannot see the clerk. You had to peep in between the columns of files to see his face. Or you may be not even be able to see the face. You may just hear his voice only. Gone are those days. Now things started moving electronically. We'll see how it is as we progress. Okay. Now, transport options, very important. We'll have a whole session tomorrow on that. This is where I worked actually. Transport options. Transit-oriented development, in the sense that, as you see in the picture, see, we don't want in a smart city that DT or anybody should take a car to an end-to-end transportation. Like we are from, what do we do now? Especially now when there is COVID, to go to Trichy or to the neighboring state, we are not allowed to take transport. We cannot have a public transport system. So we are forced to take our own cars. That results in fatigue, decrease in productivity. For example, if they are techies, engineers, or doctors or other professionals, they could use a public transport and keep working on their laptop or Mac machines or something, or do some calls and improve their life than driving, and which is definitely more expensive. It creates more carbon footprints. Carbon footprints. Carbon footprints is an indication of the pollution, and it promotes, or rather encourages, clustering of roads, etc. So end-to-end last mile connectivity means, like one example, maybe in Cochin they have started. You can hire a cycle, you can keep it at home, you cycle your way to the metro station and drop the cycle there, take on the metro and go to where you want. Take a cycle from there and go to the place where you want, come back with the cycle, board the metro, drop off at the appointed station, then take the cycle and go home. That is what is meant by end-to-end connectivity without gas guzzling, fuel guzzling, I mean. We'll see that. Just a second. Okay. Sorry. So this we studied. Then sustainable environment. That is, the environment should be sustainable, self-sustainable. Carbon footprints should be reduced. Pollution should be reduced, thus causing lesser health hazard and more healthy people. Number of patients should come down. Then the safety and security of citizens, particularly women and children and the elderly. See, we at TNC, I mean, we would be knowing we are developing some gadgets for chain snatching also, like with GPS enabled gadgets, which when the thief snatches a chain, the location of snatching is sent to the nearest police station, and if by luck, if the snatched part contains the sensor, the thief can be tracked and caught. There are such solutions in smart cities where we take care of the security of women and children also, which is also an integral part of smart city development. Then health and education, telemedicine. Then we are also in TNC, in one of our divisions is working on cloud-based clinic management. So what we do is we try to reduce physical visits, just for review or for showing a document, X-ray report, just for showing you don't have to travel. When you don't travel, what happens? You don't burn the fuel, you reduce the carbon footprint, and you can use your time. The opportunity costs are very good. You can use your time that's saved for some other productive work. And now open spaces are created. Parks, playgrounds, recreational spaces, in order to increase the life of the quality of citizens. And boys and girls, this picture is very near to you. It's something that's coming up maybe a few kilometers in our city only. This is our Kerala Water Authority headquarters park, children's park. The smart park being planned in our city is being shown, is being right in front of you. May take a few years to come up, but a good beginning has been done. So open spaces for improving the quality of life of citizens. Then smart governance, I told you. It should be citizen friendly and cost effective. Online services to be promoted with accountability and transparency, and with encryption, of course. Then apps to be developed for smartphones to reduce cost of travel. Then providing services without having to physically travel, I mean. Then the services cost also will come down. I am also showing you a graphics of the smart city, how it looks like. And now, as I told you again, I'm confirming, the safety and security of citizens is of utmost importance, especially of that of elderly. We know that in Kerala, most of the children in adults with old parents, they are going out of the state, especially abroad, in search of professional fulfillments. Now, if the old-aged parents fall in the bathroom or something, in a smart city concept, the government will give sensors, vertical sensors and tilt sensors connected to the city server, city council server, which indicates, in technical terms, a malfunction of the father or mother, a fall, which will be alerted to the registered stakeholders of the elderly people. Then area-based infrastructural development to make life better. That means, delegating the various offices. You don't have to, for example, in the city, you don't have to go for everything to the city corporation. Me in my erstwhile job had developed a kind of smart city solution for information, 16 zones of the city corporation, which are actually serving as independent nodes for servicing the citizens. Then disasters prevention. That how do we do that? We provide warnings, like we are also into kind of they are known as notice boards planted. You must have seen, Deepti, have you seen this what do you call in Malayalam as Varta board?
Yes, sir.
In all the junctions of Trivandrum?
Yes, sir.
In the part of smart city, those Varta boards, as you call them, will become digital. Every junction, say our junction, I'm staying in Kumarapuram, there is a board. Somewhere else in Medical College, another board, in East Fort, another board, Statue, another board, like that. So from the council office, we can send maybe discrete information for Kumarapuram area if there is a plumbing work and the road is closed, or if there's an earthquake, the whole city, all the boards can be, what should I say, alerted electronically. It can be specific or en block as per the requirement. All of you are following me, no? Am I in the same frequency as you all?
Yes, sir. I am able
Okay,
to
Deepti,
follow.
everybody is fine now.
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
have
sir.
some responses in the chat box
Yeah,
also.
sure. Thank you. I hope you are enjoying the talk on a
Yes, sir,
repeat
yeah.
evening. Okay. Okay, now let us look at the graphical structure or the tree of a smart city program. So we have physical infrastructure is required, for which our beautiful civil engineers and mechanical engineers will come into play, and architects, of course, with specialization, structural engineering, etc. Energy, water, waste management, mobility, then real estate, the social infrastructure, health, education, safety, culture, preservation of culture, then citizen services. Here we have the IT, computer science, electronics engineers working hand in hand with the other disciplines. Environment friendly, nature, that is again IoT based systems. IoT stands for, we'll explain that IoT is standing for Internet of Things. Then e-governance, where computer science engineers are very much in the forefront for developing the vital platforms. ICT stands for infrastructure and communication. Smart and integrated planning, efficient service delivery, governance in a digital way, participation of the citizens. How do citizens participate, Deepti? They participate by, having polls, like in Zoom also we can have polls. That is, certain decisions like changing of a route, or changing of a bus route, or changing of a junction direction of traffic. The citizens can also play a role by the proper app. Their concerns and suggestions will also taken into consideration. So it's a participative system. New business models, then disruptive innovation and technology leapfrog, creation of jobs, of course, which is of course an interest for you as young students. Then let us look at the 10 smart cities of the world. This is based on statistical data. These are the 10 smart cities. One is London, other is New York. Then we have Paris. These are the major smart cities of the world. All of them are competing for the first position. As I enter data, this is the position. Maybe tomorrow Tokyo may be first. We never know. It's very dynamic. Students, it's very dynamic. Then Reykjavik. Anybody knows where Reykjavik is? Deepti, you know where Reykjavik is?
No, sir.
Anybody? Anybody from the photo? Any suggestions on the chat box or what?
Yes, sir. We got a response in chat box. Iceland.
Yes. Who was it?
Hari Krishna Sharma.
Hari Krishna, you are on the dot. You're right. It is the capital of Iceland. Even smart city concept has reached the frozen areas of Iceland also. Okay, they are standing 5 now, 5th position. Then we have Copenhagen. Capital of Denmark. It's the capital of Denmark, Copenhagen, next to Sweden. Okay, here we find here the picture itself is a implication of smart city. This is a smart display which shows number of cycles available, which all cycles are expected to return, etc. Then the various clusters of data, city data exchange, lab, traffic management, cloud programs, etc. Then Berlin, capital of Berlin is in Germany. Okay, so there Berlin stands number 7 as of today. Then Amsterdam is an area where I worked earlier in the smart city. They are very advanced. You see the positioning in the Amsterdam map. You see the positioning of the various smart city services in small icons. You see Another view of smart cities on your right. Amsterdam smart cities. Amsterdam is very advanced compared to the smart city program in our country. Singapore, another smart city. Can you guess what the 10th would be? Any guesses for 10th? Last question, I'm only discussing 10, showing 10. Can you just guess anything? It's in that area only. Not exactly that area, but
Hong Kong.
very good. Who said that?
Neetu.
Deepti.
No, sir. We got response in the chat box.
Yeah. Okay, congratulations. You're right. That's Hong Kong is the 10th one. Maybe I've shown all these in one go for a few seconds. Okay, now let's have a small look at the New York smart city. Just a second. Let me see if I can play the audio also for you. Can you hear the sound?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Supposed to be one of the smartest cities. Now, that was on US side. And we have a smart city initiative in Surat, also one of the top, the first batch. So small, we can see the comparison now.
Surat Municipal Corporation, SMEC Center. Surat, one of the fastest growing city, has 6 million population. Authorities managing large city area and population need smarter solutions. SMEC Center is a smart command and control center of Surat Municipal Corporation, made operational on the first anniversary of Smart City Mission. SMEC Center uses digital technologies to enable with centralized monitoring and decision-making capabilities with real-time response management and emergency response management. Feed from CCTV across city helps to proactively monitor and manage municipal services. Monitoring of intelligent transit management system and automatic fare collection system has helped to make city and BRT bus service effective and efficient. Cases of bunching, route deviation, stoppage violation, overspeeding have been substantially reduced. Monitoring and management of 600 solid waste vehicles to ensure adherence to 1400 trips covering 10,000 POIs. With effective monitoring, the count of missed POIs has been brought down from 500 to less than 10 per day. Monitoring of vector-borne disease control activity has helped reduce positive malaria cases by 49% and annual parasite incidents API by 43%. Complaint analysis team to identify and understand civic issues based on the data and insights from comprehensive complaint management system. For current year, 99.61% compliance ensured for over 75,000 complaints and sensors, feedback devices, intelligent parking system, smart biometric and GPS-based attendance system, and many more. All these ICT-based solutions integrated with the SMEC Center is helping SMC to improve service delivery, Over 82,000 civic issues have been proactively identified and resolved. SMEC Center has become the brain and nerve center of Surat Smart City, the city that always cares.
That's it for you. So we have seen all the technologies here.
Surat-
In a nutshell, in the US, you see it is a little more advanced. It is less hardware based than in New York. It's mostly everything is in the cloud, as you've seen. App development is on the higher side. In Surat, you see the difference. It is a little more hardware based. Simply translated, electronics engineers have a higher role to play in Surat than in New York, where computer science engineers are more in demand, because there they are not. To increase reliability, most of the systems are brought to the cloud. Surat also may follow suit soon. So you have seen the data center, you have seen the BRTS, the bus rapid transport system, you have seen how smart environment management is done, you have seen smart buildings, you have seen smart communication, etc. Now let us look at the solutions which are available in smart cities. Just a minute, something is blocking my view. Just a minute. Okay, there you are. So we have in smart solutions, e-governance and citizen services. Here I am showing it here. And then there is citizen engagement. You can read it. Electronic service delivery. Just a minute. Then video crime monitoring. That is through surveillance. Then we have waste management. That is a part of environment control. Waste to compose and wastewater to be treated. Recycling and reduction of C&D waste. We have water management. Smart meters, which communicate with the cloud and give you the reading of the water flow, and the leakage identification, water quality monitoring, so water management. These are sounds like a fantasy, but soon coming into a reality. Energy management, very important. I'll also give you, boys and girls, a small project also on energy management, an idea which you can develop. Maybe some of you who are in the early years of engineering, as I see the Dipti had sent me that pie chart, maybe a good number are in the third year, no, Dipti?
Yes, sir.
So those people, some project work also I can give. Okay, now
Okay, sir.
renewable sources of energy, renewable sources of energy like solar, wind power, windmills, etc. Green buildings, what are green buildings will be discussed soon. Urban mobility, smart parking concepts will be discussed tomorrow. Then intelligent traffic management is a beautiful topic. It will be tomorrow. Today is only a curtain raiser. Tomorrow is the core thing. So all of you and who have been unable to come also should come, because we are expecting Deepti 117. No? We are only
Yes,
74
sir.
now.
Yes, we had 117
let them know.
registrations.
Yeah, you can remind them, because tomorrow will be more of a engineering base. Today we are just taking you on a superficial ride with some depth. Integrated multimodal transport will be discussed tomorrow. Then what are the etc. Telemedicine, that is healthcare. All these things form the solutions that are available in a smart city. And here, these are the engineering challenges of a smart city. This is a beautiful picture showing the various aspects, Deepti and others, of what are the challenges, which translated means opportunities for employment in a smart city. We need mechanical engineers, civil engineers, architects, electronics, electrical, computer science, etc. for developing a smart city. Why? Energy consumption, we require electrical engineers plus electronics. Then we have wastewater management, we need the efficacy of civil engineers for flood control and all those stuff, as you see here. Then to decentralize the wastewater treatment, chemical engineers also can play a role. Okay, so all the conventional disciplines are required. You know, when I was in the project, leading the project for Surat, we required for the data center, suddenly a sudden requirement of engineers came up, and since we couldn't get those engineers, we had to hire diploma holders because of unavailability. 10 of 15 were required, only 6 engineers we got. I remember that. So here, qualified engineers, I mean, interview. Just remember that just by graduating and getting a BTech certificate doesn't make you an engineer, unlike MBBS, I can tell you. Because you need to go through, as you study, you need to do projects, you need to attend, participate in IEEE programs or similar programs depending upon your Computer Society of India for computer science engineers, etc. So that you are abreast with what is the technologies that are in place. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you need to know what is happening around you. You have to lift your eyes off the books to see around you. So to see what you study, how different is what you study from what actually is. Because the syllabuses get updated only once in 5 years, but technology, especially in electronics, computer science, etc., grows rapidly in 6 months, 7 months, like that. So by the time you come out, you may still be not aware of the latest technologies unless you read extensively out of the book. Okay. Communications for ECE engineers, lot of scope is there. MPLS systems, wireless systems, BMS, so many things here. If I start talking on these engineering challenges, maybe a few hours may not be sufficient, but I'll do justice to it. Then overground and underground transport, civil engineers have a lot of tunneling to do for metro, both superficial and ground. Then HVAC systems for mechanical engineers, a lot of things to do. Then lot of communication networks are required, like BLE, LoRa, then Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz, etc. will be required. MPLS systems, which are dedicated cellular data lines, etc. And now 5G is around the corner. Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did it originate, the smart cities? It happened somewhere in 2008 when IBM began working on smarter cities concept as a part of the Smarter Planet initiative. You must all remember that for every big event or every transfer, there is something or somebody behind, and this time it is IBM basically for smart cities concept. It was initially called as tech cities and smart cities. Later, tech word was changed to smart. It happened just after an economic crisis. By 2009, it caught the imagination of one and all across the globe. Who are the leaders? It is expected South Korea, UAE and China. They began to do investment. UAE because they have a lot of money. China because they are technologically, very alert. South Korea also for the same reason. Now for India, we can copycat. Copycat means copy the various successful technologies implemented in Denmark, Vienna, France, Cairo, Amsterdam, Seoul, Verona in Italy, some near this place, near the capital, Milan. Okay. Now, proceeding, what are the challenges? Now, depends upon it, there has to be an education to the residents. That is, the smart city citizens have to be educated. They need to know how to use the technologies. Because when we were developing, we would be able to appreciate, we were also developing very latest technologies, but people were not able to digest it. They wanted the conventional method. So there should be strategies for managing change. Then only smart cities can become a success. People still want to come to a service when they have the provision of booking a service from the cloud from their smartphones at home. But they still feel to come because of old habits dying hard. Then by ways of technology, we can make the residential areas smart, commercial areas also smart. I will show you how. But another challenge is, so it will take 20 to 30 years to build these things. That is a major challenge we are facing due to land acquisition problems, technology, lack of smart engineers, a lack of proper project management, etc. Then how did it evolve in India? Let's have a brief look at how did it evolve in India. As I was telling you, urbanization created a load on rural land. Our government, the central government, realized that and wanted to upgrade the cities to smart cities to attract investments and to empower better living. Therefore, we are in a phase where 100 smart cities were selected among many competitors across the country. It was launched some 5 years back, 3 or 4 years back, 17 or 16, I think, or 15, 2015, when there was a smart city challenge. Many cities failed. In our place, in our state, I think Cochin won it first. Cochin proudly was in the first list, as you see here. This was the first list. It was way back in 2016, the first month of 16, that is January, where we had 20 cities and 829 projects and around 48 crores of rupees invested in round 1. Cities were Jabalpur, Vizag, Bilas, Solapur, that is I think near Bombay, Coimbatore, Kakinada in Andhra, Chennai, Pune, Bhubaneswar, Ahmedabad, Kochi, Surat, Jaipur, Ludhiana, etc. Then that was in the middle of 16. In the middle of 16, what happened? Sorry. In the middle of 16, we had another set of 40 cities, round 2, not middle, in the later middle of cities, September 2016, 1,959 projects and 40 cities, out of which we had Lucknow, Warangal near Hyderabad, so many of them, Agra, Nasik, Jalandhar, Kota, Rourkela, of course, steel plant, Panaji, Agartala, Ujjain, etc. Vellore also near to Chennai. Then we had the third round. That's 30 cities, 1,891 projects, 57,393 was the allocation. There are Thiruvananthapuram, that is Trivandrum, also covered in round 3, along with Patna, Bangalore, Tirupur in Tamil Nadu, Bilaspur, and such places, Allahabad, Toothukudi also, Toothukudi, then Tirunelveli, etc. Okay, that was the third phase. And the last one, there are 100. Now, if you count all these, you will get 100. Last set was in Silvassa, Erode, Bareilly, Itanagar, Kavaratti in Lakshadweep, Shillong, Meghalaya's capital, I hope, Moradabad, I think it's UP, 10, 472 projects. So that's how the evolution started. Now, let us have a look at the data center. So I will just brief you on the 100 cities of India, which are in the process of becoming smart, how they got selected, what was the allocation, etc. That is for a general understanding of smart cities, how it is in India. So data center, as you see in this picture, this is the heartthrob of a smart city. You have seen this in Surat. You have seen this in the University of New York as well, or through video, it has been shown. This is the heart center. Everything, even if a pin drops, the data center will be alerted. That's the technology used. Why? Crimes. Even cities like Toronto still have a data center, a small one like this, it is called the police control room. That has nothing but some surveillance cameras, but no intelligence as far as things are now. You have to take, human beings have to take action on seeing something. Here, it is not like that. Examples I'll tell you. So, for example, if Deepthi, you go down the street, you found some kind of altercation between people, a phone will be available nearby on the post. You can just lift it and immediately gets connected to the data center, and your coordinates are immediately known to them. You don't have to tell from where you are talking. You just say there's a problem here, and that's it. And you tell what sort of problem. Is it a medical emergency? Is it an accident or a riot? And accordingly, they will mobilize the resources. And you know, what will happen is, through incident management system and other systems which we'll discuss tomorrow, the ambulance will rush. The nearest ambulance will be alerted, nearest to you, will be alerted through vehicle tracking system and fleet management system. And that vehicle will reach you in no time, because all the signals in the path of the ambulance will be turned green 1 or 2 minutes in advance, so that there is no clustering. That channel or that path will turn green for a longer time than the other roads, so that the ambulance will reach in no time, which is unimaginable nowadays. You heard of many people dying because the ambulance didn't reach the casualty in time. Nothing of that sort will happen, because smart city initiative will take care of that. So all those things we'll discuss as a case study, not exactly as a case study, because there is there are certain brackets in that. We'll discuss that tomorrow, but we'll definitely illustrate to you how it is done.
Okay,
Then these are the different layers of the data center. Business layer. Then we have the dashboard. Dashboard is a panel, which must be in that picture also will be a panel. And then the services offered, different layers as in IoT. I'll be explaining a small part of IoT also later, tomorrow. So it is the part of an IoT, Internet of Things. There are different layers. The physical layer, where they are the sensors. That is a ground level. Then sensors and actuators to convert the physical quantity to electrical quantity. Transducers, communication networks. To the cloud, it may be through GPRS, maybe through LTE, maybe through Zigbee, maybe through Bluetooth, depends. Bluetooth is rarely used unless it is very proximus. Then we have the data and information layer. That is the data. As you know, as people say, the engineers say that data is a new oil. So data is so important, boys and girls. Nowadays, without data, it is like without water. The various services will be clustered around the data collected. Services will be formulated on the basis of that. The various applications like vehicle tracking system, the fleet management system, incident response system, etc. The dashboard contains all these things. Then the business layer, that is for various applications, which is discussion of which is beyond our scope as of today and tomorrow.
Okay.
Then the topology, I'll explain the topology also to you. So how is the topology? This is a smart city topology. We have smart energy, smart building. Then we have smart IT and communication. Then smart transport, smart environment, and smart governance. Smart governance. Out of this, the illustrative examples will be given on smart IT and communications. And a small project which will be interesting to you at your level will be discussed in smart energy. It will explain some new concepts in smart building also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let us proceed. Okay, very good. If you have some response from you, it will be good. Any questions so far from the audience?
Yes, sir. We have got few questions in the chat box.
Tell me.
The question was from Hari Krishna Sharma. The first
Yeah.
question was, given the huge level of cybersecurity risk involved in e-governance, could you
Yeah.
tell us more about how the important data are kept safe?
Beautiful question here. Actually, you just are putting the cart in front of the horse, in the sense that I'm going to have a very important session on that on Saturday, cybersecurity. But since you have asked it, I'll tell you that different layers of security, both in hardware and software, is available. It is not just like our homes with a lot of IoT gadgets, which can be hacked very easily. For example, the IoT enabled ACs can be switched on by anybody else also, by a simple hacker, by a small hacker. But hacking in smart cities means, I'll show you some examples of what happened in the world day after tomorrow. So this data is encrypted in many layers, is kept separately in bits and pieces. Like as you study, you see people study packet switching. The packets are encrypted. One data gets completed in A, B, C, and D come together, but A, B, C, and D are in different places, unknown to a single person. Then various interlocks are there. Of course, the basic layer of camera surveillance will be there. So let us talk about it on the coming Saturday.
Okay, sir.
So we are now discussing about smart energy. Okay, it's a challenge to study the energy footprint. With smart energy management, the transformation has to be done quickly. India consumes 6% of the primary energy consumption of the world. Serious implications on urbanization, on energy consumption. There are various clustered challenges in cities. So we need to study these challenges one by one for creating the smart energy management scheme. So it will become worse if you don't study it well and plan it well. The energy management for smart cities may be even worse. It is a component of smart city development on a specific location to location basis. It ensures accessibility, affordability, and adequacy of very important of energy services through optimized integration of energy conservation. Optimized integration of energy conservation is very important. Then local renewable energy sources are required. There are other renewable energy sources like wind, solar power, even fossil fuel. I mean, there are other fuels also, which we'll discuss. Then what is the concept? The tree structure of smart energy, as you see, optimum energy utilization, resource management, affordable and reliable technology, then active energy efficiency. These are the various trees of SEM. Okay, I think we have reached the end of today. DT, should we continue for 5-10 minutes more?
Sure, sir. We can continue.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes more. If everybody is okay, we can continue for 5 minutes more, or 5 to 10 minutes more.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
What do they say? What do the people say, the students?
I think it's okay for them to extend for 5 to 10 minutes.
That's all. Okay. Now I'll show you a case study on smart energy saving, which will be interesting for you, because so far I've discussed about technologies which are very vast and deep-rooted. Now I may have to stop sharing and share this PDF again. Let me see what happens. Are you able to see the screen? In
Yes,
an
sir,
intelligent power saver?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
What is it seen? Can you read the line?
Case study on smart energy saving.
No, can you see the file intelligent power saver and overview?
No, sir. No, sir.
So I have to stop sharing and share that. Just hold on. Huh? I'll stop sharing that and start sharing the other one. Just hold on. I see that there are 18 chats, 18.
Yes, sir. We have a few more questions also.
We'll take it at the end of the 5 minutes. Okay.
Sure, sir. Actually, the participants were responding to the questions in the chat box.
Oh my God, I missed them. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Just a minute. I have kept the mobile also. Just a sec.
Sir, can you unmute?
Yeah, I'll do that. I got unmuted by mistake. Okay, just a minute. I'm showing you a small file. So intelligent power saver is what you are seeing on the screen now. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Vaishnavi, can you see the file intelligent power saver? So this is a small file. It's a small task for you. I mean, just to study and give a report to your coordinator, your faculty. Here, you can, with simple means, it's basically for easy, others also can follow. A power saver, it reduces an energy bill of air conditioners, heaters, chillers, etc., freezers, etc. It works on 230-50 Hertz. It has a graphical user interface which can load on your PC. It controls the instruments wirelessly. The GUI can either be from the cloud or on a CD. Wireless communication is configurable up to 100 meters. Power saver modules are to be configured. And as you see in the picture, the various subsystems in a home or on a shopping mall can be controlled. And this is the hardware server. That is an electronic system which is like a Wi-Fi module. So what happens here, boys and girls? What happens is, I'll tell you since we are short of time. The hardware server is a central processing unit, and the power saver modules are equipment which switches off supply when it is not needed. It could be either IR based or actuator based. IR based for ACs and all. See, here we are talking about a system which is a makeup for those items which are not active. Nowadays, boys and girls, you know that through Alexa, you can control lights, geysers, fridges, etc. through various smart plugs and smart devices. Even Alexa is now available on Windows platform also. You can change the color of your light. Monday green, Tuesday yellow, like that. So by seeing the gate lamp on your gate, you can know which day you are. Everything is possible. But these are for those houses and buildings which are not smart. Converting or building smartness into conventional places. So that is a good project for you. I'm only giving the outline here, the circuitry and all you have to do. So here what happens is that the remote control, the device, the IR based system learns the, what should I say, the remote control of the AC, and as per the command of the hardware server, it reduces or increases the temperature as the case may be, or switches off as the case may be again. For actuator based systems is for fridges and other electromechanical devices, which actually is like a smart plug. A smart plug is very compact, it's costly, but wherever the conventional plugs are there, this can be used. It will be a Zigbee based system. It switches off the hardware server. Like for example, a fridge you can control like this. For example, peak load time 6:45 to 7:45 or 8:30. We can keep the fridge switched off like that using the system. The graphical user interface can be loaded on the PC, which can control your home. So it is not as good as Alexa, but wherever Alexa is not possible, these things will come into play. So this is an example of a APSM, that is actuator power supply module, which like a smart plug controls the supply to an instrument, as you see here. Okay, now we're proceeding with any questions, any chat questions which I didn't answer, Vaishnavi and Deepthi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you ask them now?
Sure,
Sure,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Vaishnavi, you can read it out.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Okay, the next question was asked by Hari Krishna himself about the implementation of Hari Krishna Sharma, about the implementation of BRTS system in Surat and Ahmedabad. Was the
Beautiful.
BRTS specifically designed for those particular cities? I have read somewhere that smart cities also involve interns to a good extent. Could you explain more about it?
Beautiful question. Yeah. Can we see him on the screen? This boy.
Hari, can you please switch on your video?
And please spotlight him, Deepthi.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Hari Krishna Sharma, you there?
Yeah, sure. Just a second.
Okay, now we are running out of time. Okay, if he's not there, we'll catch him. Okay, now what is happening is it is a good question, and a very good question, I should say, and relevant. Happy with that question. Yes, we were also looking for interns at that time. The engineers which are talking to you, talking about was actually interns who need to get training and exposure. Some of them may be stipendary, some of them may be non-stipendary. We require them immediately, rather as the project. At that time, we required them immediately when the project is running. And they learned a lot, and some of them went abroad also for development of European smart cities also. So this is Hari Krishna, I think, no? His video is not on.
Yes,
Camera
his video is not on, sir.
no,
I cannot put him on the spotlight.
That doesn't matter, Deepthi. I'm sorry to trouble you with that. Okay,
It's
now
okay,
coming
sir.
back. Yeah, coming back. So that is possible. This BRTS is something below the metro. In all cities, yes, there is Hari Krishna. Nice question, Hari Krishna. You are in which class? Which semester? Please unmute.
I'm in the 5th semester, Electronics and Communications Engineering.
Beautiful question, and you can look out for such good opportunities in smart cities where a lot of interns are required of various disciplines, and that will be like a seasonal thing as it happens. Okay, keep in touch. I think our company will also help you. TNC, our Mr. Ravi. I think Mr. Ravi is still there. I don't know.
Yes, sir, he's there.
So he could also help you in that. Okay.
Yeah,
We
sure,
have a
sir.
separate HR division also, and a campus to corporate program also. Okay, so it's good there. Thanks.
Thank
So
you, sir.
that I think I've answered you properly. And so BRTS is something lower to metro. So wherever metro is not affordable, we have BRTS. Metro, light metro, then BRTS. BRTS just like a train only, a dedicated road. No other vehicle will enter that road. It will have dedicated stops with the boom barriers and automatic door opening. The buses will slide in just like you know the aero bridge in aircrafts, no? All of you know aero bridges.
Yes.
If you are talking on a phone and you're walking through the gangway, you never know when you enter the aircraft. It is so compact, no? You may not even realize that you have entered the aircraft. Just like that in BRTS in Surat, you just walk in without touching the road. The bus parks straight into the aligning with the bus stand or the bus stop, and the doors open when alignment is done. Lot of sensoring work, instrumentation engineers, lot of work is there, electronics, mechanical, of course, lot of work, civil for construction, everything, everybody is a kind of flooding of requirements. Okay, now let me, I think I'll run it for some more time. I think I'm falling short of target of today, but we'll close in 5 minutes, okay? Because you people will be tired. Just a minute. So this is the energy management tree. Energy flows in both directions, in the sense that even in nowadays, even in Kerala also, they encourage you can have a solar panel on top of your house and a solar processing plant. You can supply energy to KCB, and the and how much energy you take from the grid and how much energy you give it to the grid. If the difference is positive, that is, if you give more energy than you intake, then you will be paid money. If you consume more than you supply, you will be charged. So that is what we are trying to say. That's a feature of smart city. We have slowly come up in Trivandrum also. There are houses whom I know who are supplying energy to the grid also in Trivandrum nearby. These are smart grids, means the grid is having different sources of energy, and an electronic system takes care of what is the source. Like generator automatically starts when the KCB supply fails, or a solar power when not available, the DG starts. That's basically is this. I can speak at length on this, but hope there's no time now. Then smart buildings. It's very, very interesting. This delivers useful building services that improves productivity and minimizes environmental impact. Buildings are smart. It's smarter than what you think, Deepti and others. Just have a look. It's very wide.
Yes, sir.
In the smart lighting that adjusts the light levels according to times, but also according to others. It actually, see, in many shopping malls in smart cities, some area of the mall will be dark. When you go there, it lights up automatically through PIV sensors. Then that is occupancy sensors, infrared sensors. Then what is a smart building? It has integration, it has intelligence, it has automation, performance will be good. For long service, MTBF, that's mean time between failures, will be very low. It's a set of communication technologies, various technologies we'll discuss tomorrow, sensoring, various technologies. Then the subsystems, interfacing technologies for the interfacing automated process like HVAC, etc., lighting, etc. They are linked, HVACs are linked with different types of sensors that will adjust quickly. Like in a home or in a building, if the sunlight is falling directly on the glass pane will become darker because there are light sensors in this thing, and there's a chemical action by which darkness or deeper shade of the glass prevents entry of heat. And yes, growth is very high of smart buildings. It may reach from present 233 million to 980 million soon. And North America is the leader in this, especially USA. Then what are smart windows? Very interesting. That's what I told you just now. Voltage, light, and heat is applied. the properties, chemical properties are changed when a voltage, light or heat is applied. It becomes transparent, it sometimes becomes opaque and becomes translucent as per the level of light or level of heat. Smart shades are available. It controls the amount of light passing to the interior of the building. These are smart buildings. Another view of smart shade, we're using complex alloys, role for chemical engineers. One second. Just slightly hanging, just a sec. Okay.
Sure,
Smart
sir.
concrete is available. Dipti, now you are seeing smart concrete screen, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So there was a slight lag now. Oh, now it is okay. Now what I show you here is that the embankment has sensors to know. See, you have seen now many roads breaking down in Trivandrum due to heavy truck movement. Even with restriction, people just take heavy loads and the road cracks. And there is a plummeting of water. You have seen the plumbing, the water line gets disconnected. And there's a huge fountain of water many places, and we lose. Especially it happens near I think near Perurkada. There is a gush of water like a waterfall or inverse of a waterfall, and then the city supply stops. Water supply stops. Now, if there is a pressure beneath, there is sometimes dangerous also. Especially in the various metros and all, the water pressure is very high. If there is a leak, it bursts, causing a water explosion, a water bomb. So it is with the presence of the sensors, the pressure buildup is sensed and alerted to the data center who take corrective action instead of preventive action. You know the difference between corrective and preventive action, I hope. Corrective is taken before the incident happens. Preventive is taken after the incident happens. Ceilings, bacterial infections are prevented by various processings in ceilings and roofings. And buildings can be integrated, roofings can be integrated with solar panels. They save double purpose as a roof as well as a panel, as a transducer for generating electricity. Okay.
Yes,
Then there are bricks which are smart. For example, some buildings you see in Mumbai and all, we often hear of buildings collapsing under stress. So these can give a stress warning in the event of earthquake and all. Before it crashes, the data set will be alerted that such and such a building is about to crash. I mean, something like that. Some examples of energy efficient buildings are shown here. One is in Massachusetts in USA, and the one is in France. Then we have another one in Australia, Canberra, the capital, and so on and so forth. Efficiency of energy is very important. I think I'm running out of time. Safety and security in efficiency. And there is a small building. We'll stop with this small video.
We craft surroundings to fit our needs.
This is a Microsoft presentation.
Striving to make better spaces to live, work,
Can you hear the audio?
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Yeah, good. Sorry, I'll stop.
At the end of this long line of innovation lies something new and amazing. Buildings that are connected and intelligent. Building this future requires huge leaps forward. Changes not only in how we design buildings, but how we make them people-centric. Imagine a building that feels. An office made for you that reacts to your presence. You choose a desk that works for you, and the building adjusts to fit your needs. The perfect space comes to life around you. The building knows you. The people near you. And where you need to go. It helps keep you all on track, on the same page, adapting to help you do great things. Finding the people, the space, the path, the perfect moment. Anticipating every step of the way. And when the day is done, the building isn't. It helps you on your way and makes the world a little better at the same time. Because all this productivity, comfort, and innovation means nothing if we don't think about its impact. Microsoft is committed to this idea and has made the future of smart buildings a reality today, using technology to make your work and life easier.
So thanks for listening and sorry for extending.
That's okay, sir. It's not an issue at all.
Yeah.
The session was really interesting.
Yeah. Okay, now it's over for today from my side.
Yes, sir. Dr. T.M. George, sir, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, I was listening right from the beginning, and it was quite interesting, very, very informative, and we can very clearly see the wealth of knowledge or experience that Dr. Ajith got on smart cities. And a very good session. Of course, tomorrow we'll be going more into the electronics and computer side.
Yeah.
And
Also,
the
sir,
last day,
we'll concentrate on civil and electrical and mechanical also to some extent. They are also needed for the smart city. Yes.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
So the last day, as you said, cyber security and generally about question answer session.
That's right.
And by listening to your session, one thing that comes to my mind is that if you can identify problems like the smart metering and smart energy, generalized issues. What are the issues connected with the smart cities? The conventional way of having things, and then how we can make it smart. That difference is there. So you generalize that questions and give it to us. Of course, we can work on different projects and our own way. Our students will have, they have their own thinking and way of doing. So there's a lot of scope for joint project developments and internship and things like that. So that is what which came to my mind. So
absolutely,
excellent. Very good. Very good. Excellent.
Actually, we are also looking for interns for various of our projects.
Yeah, you told me on.
Yeah. So maybe some of these budding engineers can contribute, can make their engineering prospects better by by doing exactly as what George sir said.
So through that, their
right.
Sorry. Through that, their employability, skills or abilities are growing. When you when they sit for an interview, when they convince the board that they have done a project like this, and then the possibility of getting jobs will be much more than if it is otherwise.
Exactly,
so,
sir.
Ravi Kumar, sir, few words from you, please.
I think Ajith, as always, does a wonderful job of delivering his wisdom to students, and he's a passionate guy when it comes to giving lectures on the subject which he is very comfortable with. The only thing which has a problem, or probably kids may have problem, is that his stretch of imagination and his stretch of wisdom is so heavy that he will skip the timing to the extent that he wants to give more and more. So that is a small area probably you may have challenge, because he may go beyond the timings to see how best he can deliver and what best can be delivered. One small thing which I can tell about the smart city is that You all boys and girls would understand that you all are smarter than our generation. Definitely you are smarter than our generation. So you want everything on your tips, which means that you need smarter place to live. Smarter place to live means smarter cities to come. Smarter cities to come means you need to prepare today to become, to handle a smarter city, to see a smarter city ahead of you, and then you work on it. Very rightly asked by somebody about the internship. I can only say one thing is that the food is available in the court. Food is available on the table. You need to go and pick it up. If you believe that the food will start walking and coming to you, it would be little tough because your mom would not be available everywhere. So understand that thing. So opportunities are available with all companies as interns. It is you who have to approach them and get it. If you believe that the college would do that thing for you, college can't extend their arms to that extent. It is you who have to take the lead to go and reach out and say that, please give me an opportunity to work on this internship. And I am sure that if you approach 10 companies, at least 3 companies would say, sure, we will give you. But if you don't take that first step of approaching industry to have internship or work on a project, probably things will not fall. The days are over when things used to fall into the college, and then college used to say, okay, these are internships available, you can pick and choose. Those days are over. Need to understand that the competitiveness has grown to the extent you are competing against each other for each and everything, whether it be smart approach or whether it be called the opportunities available. So I take this opportunity to tell each one of you is that bang doors on all the industries, all the networks which you have, and tell them that I am available. There is nothing called which is available only for boys or girls. That differentiation has gone. Those days are over when boys says that this is part of our job and girls would say that this is not part of our job. Everything is available for everybody. No girls can say that this is not part of my job. If you say that thing, you will always remain in a reserved category, which means that your opportunity is restricted. You are all put into a small basket of things which would be very limited. When you throw yourself open saying that I am available to do all the projects, you see that the world is bright open for anybody and everybody. Take this opportunity, bank us, bank Ajith through your George sir. Professor George sir is always there to help you all. You can request him or you can request your HODs. We are available for you to do whatever mentoring we need to do. And as such, we love to mentor kids. We love to mentor boys and girls who are going to be our future. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Ajith, wonderful job once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, students.
Neetu?
I mean, these are the words of wisdom from an HR person. You know, take it very, very seriously. Okay.
Yes,
Very
sir.
experienced corporate HR person. So you have to think about it seriously. Nobody will come to you. You have to go and knock. Sometimes it will not open. No problem. Go to the next one. So thank you.
Neetu, ma'am, could you please say a few words about this wonderful session?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sirs. That was a really excellent presentation. As usual, I've attended yours last one also. So I've actually asked many of the civil students also to come and join, because every time when somebody says that it is on electronics based or computer based, they are a little reluctant to come and see what it is. So I think some of the civil students have joined here today. So that was a very beautiful session, sir. I'm hoping to see much more, especially for tomorrow's session, because I am a transportation engineer. So I would like to hear from you tomorrow. So thank you, sir. Great session, sir.
I hope
Thank
that
you.
I'll meet your expectation tomorrow, Neetu ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Neetu ma'am. Okay, it's time to wind up. It's time to wind up the session.
Sure.
First of all, a big thank you, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. Of course, all your effort has been all your effort that you have put into this session has really paid off. The simplicity with which you explained this much complex topic was just remarkable. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time for us. Next, I would like to thank Ravi Kumar sir for your valuable advice. It was such a valuable piece of advice and wisdom which all of us really need to know. And next, thank you, TM George sir, for giving us such an opportunity. And from the faculty side, we had Neetu Roy ma'am from the civil department. Thank you, ma'am, for sparing your time and joining this session. Least but not the least, thank you, my dear friends, for joining this session and giving the support we needed. We would have liked to see the same spirit and involvement in the days following. The feedback form has been posted in the chat. Please fill before leaving the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So shall we sign off for the day?
Yes, sir.
I hope Deepthi, that you will. We'll have some of the students are missing now. 117 and it's only half.
Yes,
Little above
sir.
half. Be good if others also join so that the efforts will reach a further distance.
Yes, sir. We'll definitely reach out to the other people today itself. We'll make
And
sure
live
that all
streaming
the
of YouTube,
participants.
yeah. Even if it's
join.
above 100 also, we can manage with YouTube. Not a problem.
Yes,
Today
sir.
also it was streamed live. Tomorrow also
Yes.
we'll do that. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
sure,
I
sir.
need to get going with something. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sure.
Thanks.
So I'll end the meeting now and we'll meet again tomorrow 5:30 with a larger audience. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.